My job for today was to find 5 more places that were of significance during 1865 all the way up to 1914, and I chose 5 designations right now, not more. We're going to start with the Appomattox Courthouse in Virginia. And what is the significance of this place? Well, it was where the Confederates surrendered to the Union. In this courthouse, in 1965, officially ending the Civil War. And the importance of the Civil War in American history is great because it was a time where we were splitting, basically. They were going their way, we were going our way, and it just wasn't right because America's supposed to be united. And so this is an important event because we were once again, at least politically, reunited. The next place I'd like to go is Alabama. Alabama was important because it was one of the many, southern states, among other states, that had very racist and angry people that were not okay with first slaves being free and just the idea of they are tied to the Union and whatnot. And this kind of anger towards the slaves and all this Union stuff, really more of the slaves, founded a foundation for these guys. The KKK, or the Ku Klux Klan. They not only look creepy and scary, but they were very creepy and scary for African Americans because the freed slaves are being terrorized by them and even killed by them because they were said to be, horrible people that weren't, they didn't deserve to be free and should have been slaves and shouldn't even be alive at some points because they've killed them and they're terrorized them by killing their family members, killing, anybody, showing their dominance. And the police didn't really do much because, there was a lot of corruption during that time, a lot of, hush hush, see no evil, hear no evil kind of thing. And this is important because it just shows, what happens after the war and the cause and effect of situations, and just knowing that this clan exists and it existed and it still does, and just know who they are, where they came from, why. Those kind of things are important to know. My next one would be the foundation of the Carnegie Steel Factory. And who is this lovely man? This lovely man is Andrew Carnegie. He's an Irish millionaire who at some point became one of the world's most wealthiest men. And why do I say that? Because he cleverly figured out a way to mass produce steel. He created a giant furnace. He took risks his whole life, and this is one of his biggest risks. And he made it a success. In 1975, he founded his own steel company after co-founding the very first steel company that was created after his great invention, and of course named it after himself. And why is this important? Because steel is everywhere. Steel is in cars, airplanes, skyscrapers, spacecrafts. Where would we be without these things? Without the mass production of steel, we wouldn't be able to make these great things that helped us throughout life in transportation, exploring the space, the universe, those kinds of things were founded and, really influenced and helped out because of this great invention that allowed us to invent these things, to continue to invent things. And he really influenced this country. And his steel company is located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This little town right here. And it's just amazing, little town, like little state. And he managed to come here from where he was and just create this great invention. The next place I'd choose would be Ellis Island. Ellis Island. I hope I got this right. Did I get this right? Well, this map is confusing me. Not a little bunch of little ones. Anyways, since this map is confusing me, I'm just gonna use my little picture. Okay, so it's like a little ships. Well, actually big ships. They came from where they were. They entered here and they dropped off immigrants. Bunch of immigrants. All types of immigrants. And why is this important? Because the US basically founded on immigration, and immigrants basically came here and brought their culture, their food, just everything. They brought a piece of them, a piece of their country basically into America, and really spiced things up with language, etc., just the culture. Really, immigrants are, flooded here, and it just shows, the importance of immigrants. And people here, but many people in America can naturally trace their roots back to a family member that arrived in a ship from their country into Ellis Island. And Ellis Island was a place where immigrants would be evaluated, and a good percentage of them would get into America, while, the sick and the poor, not the sick and the poor, not the poor, the sick and the old would, not be able to go in because they were of no use. And it's kind of sad to say that, but it's true. And Ellis Island, that is Ellis Island. And a little Google map thing, I think I was right, because there's a little picture right here, but I think I see it, but I'm too lazy to actually go back, and you already saw a picture of it, so be happy with that. And finally, the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. And this is not even in the United States. This is in Bosnia. And I need to find the capital. And I do. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do There we go. There we go. Went to a different country. Okay. So what is the significance of this capital of this lovely country of Bosnia and Herzegovina? Well, the importance was that during the 1914 Austria-Hungarian people, they came here and they took the land because they could. And the Bosnian and Herzegovine, well, these people, they were angry. They were created like a nationalist group, and they were angry because, this land was being taken away from them and it wasn't right. So what do? They assassinate the Archduke of Austria, trying to show, that they were not okay with, them just coming in and taking their land. And so one of the members shot the Archduke and his wife Sophia at point blank, almost killing them instantly. This was the man. His name is yet to be in my head right now. There we go. His name was Gavrilo Princip, and he was an angry Bosnian nationalist. And what is the importance of him killing the Archduke? because, everybody dies at some point. The importance is that it was in 1914, and it basically sparked the events that led to World War I, and what's more important than World War I, and World War II, of course. World War I is great. It's of great importance in history. And this event in this country marked the start of the World War I, of the bloodshed, of the stage for World War II. That's why it is significant, because this is like the final cause that led to the Great War. And all these different places, I think, are significant and should be remembered and studied in history.